Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the second week, the second edition of the 2022 Madden Simulates Panthers successes or failures or whatever you want to call it. But the Madden simulation this week is going to be the Carolina Panthers traveling to New York to take on the Giants. We're going to be watching whether Madden has a bit of a higher regard for this team after week one, or if they're just going to continue the track record of believing that this team is nothing, which after last week, could we blame them? I'm going to be joined tonight by all of the four horsemen, and that is going to start with my boy, my co-host to this, and that's going to be Cody Lashney. How you doing, buddy?
CK, happy to be here with you again. Another really exciting matchup going to MetLife Stadium to play Saquon Barkley and the surging Giants. The Panthers need to make sure that they can stop the run in today's game if they're going to have any chance of success. Let's see if they can bounce back over a poor performance last week against the Browns. I'm pumped. Happy to be here with you, partner.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. We're going to be joined by our sideline reporters, starting from the left side of the bottom of the screen here, and that's going to be the stat daddy, Greg. How is it going this evening, and what do you expect to see from Madden with this simulation today? You're muted.
Oh, on mute.
Missed it. Oh, I'm doing fantastic, fellas. Thanks for letting me be here. I'll be on the sideline doing some reporting here, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if the offensive line can hold up for Carolina today. Last week, they showed a little bit of demise and disarray, and I think it made affected Baker Mayfield. So we're going to see how they hold up today. I'll be down there reporting for you.
Hey, I appreciate that. And this is all in good fun, ladies and gentlemen. We are fully aware we are at home, and this is a video game, and these guys are not actually on the sidelines. You don't have to say it in the comments. That being said, I'm going to take you to our other sideline reporter. He's going to be covering the G-Men, I would guess, and that's going to be the one, the only, the leader of the C3 Panthers Podcast, the Professor, Tony Dunn.
It's a beautiful day down here in MetLife Stadium today, guys. I mean, the weather's nice, 85 degrees, clear, low humidity. Just a slight breeze out here, and that's it. But guys, everything is on the line for the Carolina Panthers this week. No one could have believed this when we say that week 2 is a must-win game for a team. It's a long football season out there. These players know it. These coaches know it. But man, the Panthers haven't won in 8 straight games going back to last season. Everything is on the line for the Carolina Panthers. And right now, the New York Giants are playing with house money. These guys, man, comeback win against the Tennessee Titans last week. And I got to tell you, is that the Panthers, who struggled to stop Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt last week, now have to face Saquon Barkley, the leading rusher from week 1 of the NFL, and a guy who is trying to bounce back. And I got to tell you, it's going to be a slugfest. Christian McCaffrey versus Saquon Barkley. And my other sideline friend, the Bat Daddy, the Stat Daddy, believes that everything is scripted, kind of like this game is going to be simulated. And if we were going to write a script, you couldn't write it any better than this. They should just hand it off 90 times to each back. You know what? It should just be a one-on-one matchup between Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey today. Whichever running back, it's black versus white. It is running back time. Let's get it on, guys.
Yes, let's get it on. And listen, I think this has more implications than anything that we could ever talk about. And there's a lot of news that we broke on the Friday free-for-all. My boy Cody Lashney is trending right now within the Panthers community. And listen, we're going to see if Madden knew about this information as well, because last week they had a very poor opinion about what the Panthers were. Makes you think maybe they had some inside information like my boy Cody did. That being said, guys,
knows. Madden knows. They always know.
They know. Somehow they knew. They knew that this was going to be less than beneficial to what we were doing or what was going to happen for the Panthers. Now we're here, and we're going to be playing some Madden simulations here. Let's add the Madden in here, and there we go. And guys, we're going to get this started here. Make sure we got everything. Let's go. All right. So we're going to start this. So the way that this works, Greg and Tony, is you're going to see a lot of this pop up here. You're going to see two commentators that have nothing to do with what we're doing today pop up here at the bottom right here in just a minute, saying that this is commentated by a couple of guys who are, paid much more beneficially than we are, much more, valuably.
Yeah, we might make 8 cents on this video.
Hey, listen, 8 cents, bro. Hey, it's all good. Listen, and here's the good news about last week. When you look at what the Giants were able to do, they were able to. The Saquon stat line, I feel, is somewhat misleading because he had two very big plays that inflated those numbers tremendously. Now, how is that going to be different from today? Well, we got chewed up on every single play. Okay. This week is going to be a little different. We're not facing a guy who is eating 8 yards a carry because of just eating 8 yards a carry. Chubb wasn't breaking out for big plays. He was just consistently getting 8 yards. Saquon last week, after reviewing some of that, looking at the stat line, he was able to get some progress, but those two big plays inflated his numbers to an extreme level. So if we can stop the explosive plays, if we can do what Brian Burns talked about in his presser and always be in the right spot and actually stop on the first contact, that's something that we saw last week. There was a lot of yards after contact. That means guys were in the right position. They just got to take better angles, as they said. Pinheiro comes in here, gets the ball off, looks like it's going to be taken from the 4-yard line and across the 25 and it looks like there is going to be a penalty. Usually this is on the receiving team. Let's see what this is going to be coming back to. Holding.
What is he? He's confused. Have you ever seen a guy who didn't look confused after he got called for holding?
No, certainly. I'm not sure how many times I've seen somebody get penalized, look at it and say, you know what? That makes sense, guys. They're usually arguing that. Daniel Jones first up here on the field. He's going to take snap out of the shotgun. Saquon not going to get the ball off first and almost gets home, able to get it across the field, almost to a first down. Daniel Jones, and that's the Sterling Shepard, who is potentially – is he on the injury report this week? Do we recall what the injury report for the Giants was like today?
I don't believe Sterling Shepard is on the injury report. I'll tell you, this is another example of a near miss by Carolina. They have to start getting home and taking advantage of when they're in the backfield like that, or else be on downs and distance just like
wide
that.
Open, too. They just are able to walk down the field very easily. The coverage is very soft. They were able to find the soft areas here and get a nice big gain. First down for New York Giants across the 35-yard line to the 37, already knocking on midfield as
really
they were
aggressive game plan by the New York Giants.
Not handing it off once, right?
Early.
And there's Saquon.
All day.
Wide open.
16 yards for Saquon Barkley.
Fellas, I talked to Matt Rule before the game, Phil Snow before the game, and he said the defense needs to play hungrier, needs to play faster, lighter, more like a college defense. He wants them to be out there looking for the tackles, making these tackles. So let's see if they listen to what he has to say.
They clearly listened. Clearly listened. They're playing light.
You said you talked to Matt Rule, and then you said Phil Snow. We all know, based on the news we got Friday, they're one and the same. So I don't think you had needed to correct yourself there at all, Greg. But now Daniel Jones under center hands the ball off to Saquon, who this time was not able to find as much space, only getting 2 yards on that carry, bringing up a 2nd and 8.
This is a defense that is really trying to find its identity still. And in Phil Snow's 3rd year as a defensive coordinator, we've seen a lot of criticism of what they do up front. It's time for them to prove their worth.
Absolutely. Daniel Jones, this is a delayed handoff to Saquon right up the middle. Able to get another couple of yards out of that. Brings up a big 3rd down and 5 here. Shaq Thompson on the tackle there. And if this team can do what they were not able to do last week and stop these guys short of the marker here, it could be a big win for a defense that's been gassed early this season already.
Panthers continue to run 3 down linemen offset, shifted to the offside, and Daniel Jones makes a pass that Daniel Jones always makes a bad one. Oh, look, the Panthers, man, that light front, it continues to struggle against the run, though. I mean,
Not
just
much
right
pressure.
up the gut.
No,
Yeah.
a little bit of luck there because that was a clean pocket he was throwing
Yeah.
from. He just Daniel Jones'd it.
They're going to kick the field goal here. This is
A
an
long one.
aggressive move early on by the Giants, and it pays off as they get a field goal with 3 points up on the Panthers. Gano coming out here showing his power and getting them on the board first.
It really, they came out and said, it's Gano. It's good. It's good. It's Gano. If you guys remember, Graham Gano kicked that 60-yard game winner against the Giants when he was a Panther. And now he's coming out there and booting 58, 60-yarders as a New York Giant. I wonder what the official down and distance on that one was.
That was a big time boot there to start out the game, giving them an early lead that I think is if you look at what our defense did last week, that's a win that we were able to hold them to 3 instead of letting them down and get 7 on the board early on. But we're going to get our first look at Baker Mayfield as he comes in here hoping to be able to capitalize on an opportunity and show the NFL what he's capable of doing. So far last week, Madden simulation had him looking absolutely terrible. However, in the real game, he maybe turned it on a little bit there towards the second half. We're hoping to see that Baker Mayfield all throughout the game today, and hopefully the real one tomorrow as well. We're going to see what
we need to see Baker Mayfield start early. We want to see some first half points. That way we're not trailing after the half.
Agreed, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, historically, Baker Mayfield does start slow though, but when he lights up, he'll bang you hard.
Holding on to the ball entirely too long. Baker Mayfield just sat still in the pocket, brings up a 2nd and 16 as they were able to get the sack. Unfortunately,
what is going on here?
Looks like a Kim Kwanu with just a busted play right there. Could not
rookie
get
on
in
rookie
front
there.
of the pass rusher.
Rookie on rookie
Thibodeau,
crime.
First round pick out of Oregon.
Well, thankfully he should not be playing tomorrow, so Madden got that one wrong. But second is, what about the pot belly on Ike Ekwonu in this?
Yeah,
game?
we talked about that last week.
Madden's
doing him no favors.
Yeah, I said this to CK last time. The body models on this game they're definitely unique this time around.
Talk about fat shaming a rookie right here, right out of the gate. Rookie right out of the gate. Look, the Panthers come in here 3rd and 16, not looking good, looking a lot like last week, and again like last week, 0 Christian McCaffrey. Why is it so hard? Why is this so hard? He's not going to do anything. Oh.
He's able, as that Chenault finds his way onto the field early on in this game, able to bring up a big-time first down on 3rd and 16. They're able to get across the 40, giving Panthers new breath of life there.
Spoke with Matt Rule earlier in the week, and he said Terrace Marshall Jr. had the best week of practice he's had all week, and guess what? No Chenault didn't. Where is he at?
Isn't that usually the kiss of death?
Yeah, as I did see somebody on Twitter say this, is that means he's trying to trade him.
Right.
It's like, he practices awesome.
Listen, I'm still not a big fan of
Baker.
Baker's able to get it away on that one, luckily. But they're still doing nothing to get Christian McCaffrey involved in this offense early on. Eerily reminiscent of last week's game, unfortunately.
You got to preserve him, man. You got to preserve him. You don't want him to get injured. So just don't play him.
He's in the backfield.
Right?
Let's see if they decide to actually turn to Christian McCaffrey here to get them some moves. Nope, Baker Mayfield dropping back, holding on.
Has all the time in the world and still manages to take a sack. What an embarrassing performance by this Panthers offense. Get them off the field.
3rd and 17, big time down. They did this on the last set of downs as well. Thibodeau coming in for a 2nd sack in this game as well. Baker Mayfield holding onto that ball entirely too long.
Manhandled there.
Ekwonu did a fantastic job. That was just all day to throw the ball, and he just did nothing with it.
It seemed to me like Baker Mayfield's having a bad mushroom trip.
I don't
I
disagree with
tell you,
that.
this is we got to start wondering if Ben McAdoo's really a New York Giants plant at this
Look
point.
at that time.
Oh, Baker
Finds.
Mayfield. What is that? 2 for 2 on third down. A
Third and long
Third
as
and
well.
15 plus, yeah.
Third and a bazillion.
DJ Moore on that reception, 22 yards, brings it across midfield into Giants territory as well. Nobody even within 10 yards of DJ Moore either. It looks like that maybe a possible blown coverage. He had to have been sitting there for a while. It makes you wonder why Baker didn't get that throw off any sooner.
Right now, we're treating Christian McCaffrey like a secret weapon rather than a weapon.
And they still decide not to go with
Turns
and he
out
throws
it's
it
a
away.
secret from Ben McAdoo.
No.
Someone tell Ben McAdoo Christian McCaffrey knows how to play football.
He threw it away right there, and he could have ran for at least 5 or 6. It looked like he was wide open in front of him.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield
Good
in
call.
Madden definitely not living up to the hype of a first-round draft pick, and a guy who has proved to be a pretty good quarterback when healthy.
Look at this time.
All time.
Good
Finds
gracious.
Chenault again across the 25-yard line.
That's the
and-
same play he hit him with in the first time.
Yeah, exactly. A big, deep pass there. Baker Mayfield, when it's needed, he's hitting these balls, hitting these guys in stride, getting the ball down the field, big chunk plays. You got to love it with an offense that has been very dink and dunk for the last 2 or 3 years.
The Panthers have yet to run the ball one time. There's not been one rushing play. And Matt, or should we call Matt Rat Rule, why is he holding a Surface tablet? He should just look bewildered on the sideline.
He kind of does.
He's in a Zoom call with Phil Snow.
Yeah, he is. Oh, is this the Chenault show?
It's Chenault. They're
Looks
trying
like
to get
it.
him involved early and make it worth the trade that we made for him.
Yeah. Ben McAdoo's like, I never heard of this CMC guy, but I worked with LaVisca Chenault in Jacksonville, and he's our guy.
Playing favorites. It's what we do here in Carolina.
C3
Christian
Superfan
McCaffrey.
says Ben McAdoo don't run the ball.
Oh, Ian Thomas gets the
Thomas.
touchdown? Is that a touchdown? It is.
It is. Wow.
It
The most
is. They gave
unlikely drives you could ever imagine for the Carolina Panthers.
incredible start for the Carolina Panthers on offense. There was a lot of things to be left desired on the field, but when it mattered, the ball was out into the receiver's hands, down the
What a
field,
catch.
and didn't touch CMC's hands once,
No.
leaving him fresh for that second half.
That was a bad pass. That could have been jumped very, very easily.
Very, very close. Eddie
Wow.
Pinheiro,
I'll
hopefully.
take the points.
Yes, I'll take it as well. Hopefully we can go up 7-3 here with our substitute kicker coming in for Zane Gonzalez, who has hiccuped and tore his groin, apparently.
You hate when
I
that
tell you
happens,
this.
okay?
We might need to all sit Christian McCaffrey in fantasy football at this rate. I drafted him in both of my leagues. I had the #1 overall pick in the C3 Listeners League. Drafted Christian McCaffrey, and then he slipped to number 4 in the big league that I'm in. That is a keeper league. And boy, if he wouldn't have scored that touchdown, it would have been a big wasted pick last week. Ruined
that
all
was
our
a-
prize picks last week, too.
Well, that and that fumble recovery as well, not being given for yards. That hurts a little bit, but not nearly as much of not using him as a slot receiver like they said they were going to try to be moving him to more.
All right, the Panthers, after a rocky start, right? Taking some sacks early, some just funky play calls in the beginning, convert a couple of big third downs. We're unable to stop and score, unable to stop the run on the first drive right here. Let's see if they can get to Daniel Jones or at least slow down Saquon Barkley and keep this lead.
That's the hope. We got Daniel Jones, and Saquon was largely ineffective on that last drive. Daniel Jones chooses to air it out to his success, moves it across midfield into Panthers territory with the first play of the drive.
Seems to be Wilson in coverage or 57 on our team. Always seems to be getting burned every time I see it.
Littleton.
Yeah, 55.
55. Yeah. You got a linebacker running downfield, but here's the thing, Cody, is the zero pressure. The Panthers failed to generate any pressure. He gets to sit back in the pocket, wait for that play to develop. Carolina challenging the play.
Interesting
All right.
call.
That looks like a catch to me. He got 2 feet down. This might be a wasted challenge here, unless Madden unless he bobbled the ball there towards the end.
Is there movement? I think that's a poor challenge.
That looks like a pretty clean catch to me.
That looks like a Matt Rule challenge to me.
Phil Snow really flubbed this one up, you guys.
The puppet master.
Phil Snow calling down to Matt Rule, telling him to throw the challenge flag. My guys don't let those types of passes get caught. They come out on the bottom of that challenge, losing a timeout early in the first quarter. Not a great look here early on in the game. Daniel Jones gets it off to Saquon, who's able to get a few more yards out of that. Brings up a 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard gain.
It's a nice stop for what looked like it was going to be an explosive run.
Jack Thompson came in there, was actually able to wrap him up on first contact. I think that's going to be a big emphasis this week, is seeing how these guys handle the first contact. If Saquon's able to get past the first guy, a big day for him. Daniel Jones with all day to get the ball out to Sterling Shepard, who's able to get another first down for the Giants.
Madden a little too accurate for my taste in this case. And how about this is we're sitting here celebrating a good run stop every time we hold them to 3.5 yards. Come on, Panthers. That's not a win. 3.5 yards is not a win on defense. If you run the ball like that, you could just get a first down every time. See, looks like they were in a 4-3 that time. Finally.
Nice stop.
No gain
But
on
you
that
see,
one.
when you put some bodies on the line, it's actually kind of hard to run between the A and B gaps. What a concept.
No, we just need more speed around the edge.
We're going to have to ask Matt Rule why we don't have more faith in our secondary to man up and why we continue to feel like the necessity to throw so many defensive backs out there. No ability to generate pass rush. Daniel Jones almost catching the first down.
Almost getting the first down. He's able to be dropped just shy of the first down marker.
And third down.
Third and 2 here.
Third down. Oh, okay.
Let's see if the Panthers defense can step up here and stop them.
San Antonio says, too bad Phil Snow isn't watching. You know what? We're not entirely sure they're not. I'm pretty sure that the Panthers, like it was Twan said in the C3, the Friday free-for-all, is that Panthers Twitter knows how to bully this team up. I think Cody Lashney and the C3 Panthers podcast may have put a bully on this week.
All right, 4th down. The Giants are going for it here, hoping to be able to get a lead by getting a touchdown. They're able to get this. They're converting the 4th down.
Into traffic. Is that Galladay?
That was number 19. That is Galladay. You were right.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Daniel Jones coming out here looking like a Mac Jones.
Greg, Cody C13 is talking to you right now. He said, you know, they say dogs are a reflection of their owners. Yeah, that's what we're seeing in Carolina. I saw Greg with a comment today is don't be mad at the dog if it pees in the closet. Be mad at the
puppy,
person that
That's
owns
right.
it.
Matt Rule's a puppy. You don't get mad at a puppy for shitting in the closet. That's right.
I am mad at the puppy and the closet and the owner.
Yep.
Daniel Jones with all day, no pressure in his face, is able to get the touchdown. Bad corner.
I guess we're playing Patrick Mahomes now. We have a really bad habit of making all the worst quarterbacks in the NFL looking like they're John Elway. It's pretty embarrassing at this point.
Well,
Matt
Cody,
Rule.
at this point is if you don't generate pressure in the at this level, right? That's when a quarterback always looks great.
1000%. And the Panthers
That Dante
consistently
Jackson?
do not get a consistent pass rush. It continues to be an issue. It makes you wonder what the Panthers can even do at this point to correct their lack of pass rush.
I got to ask this. Why is J.C. Horn not the guy that's on the biggest, strongest receiver on every team? Is that Dante Jackson matches up better against the Sterling Shepard or Kadarius Toney? J.C. Horn is the big-bodied receiver that can muscle with Kenny Galladay. I just don't understand why we're not using these players more to their skill set.
Lisa Lewis not happy with the way this is going today with the Madden simulations here.
Tony, that's a good observation on more than just the Madden simulation. The fact that we're using J.C. Horn so much out of the nickel corner position, it really does run contrary to popular knowledge that you would put your number one young stud prospect corner on the outside where your number one wide receivers typically roam around. Just another questionable move by this 3-3-5 defense that Phil Snow is really kind of under the microscope with now in light of recent events.
We've got some fans walking out of the stadium already.
Well, we know Panthers fans don't travel very heavily, so the 15 that are there are probably going to be really impacted by that. Christian McCaffrey gets the first handoff of the day, making some progress, getting 5 yards on that first carry, showing
tough.
Maybe we should have given it to him earlier.
That was a tough 5 yards.
It was.
He fought and fought.
He's probably pretty fresh. He hasn't touched the ball the whole game.
Oh yeah, man. Here we go. Let's see if it's correction Sunday here.
Baker finds a wide open Ian Thomas right down the middle across the 40-yard line into Giants territory to the 35. Panthers set up nicely here on this second drive of the game.
Based on
last
this
week, the game, the offense struggled, fizzled until Baker Mayfield hit Ian Thomas down the seam for a big play. I hope that this right here is a sign that they're developing a connection.
That's what I was just about to say. It seems like they are, just based on the first touchdown in this game, and that pass right there looked very similar to the one he caught last week. Just a seam up the middle.
You got to expect Baker to get the ball to Christian McCaffrey here, right? And he's able to Bobby Anderson out on the wide on the right side of the field across the 30-yard line, bringing up a short 2 and 3 or 2nd and 3rd.
I tell you, it's a strange thing. Ben McAdoo and Baker Mayfield come in here and they say, DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey, hold my beer. Let me do this. There is been zero. We have not heard DJ Moore's name at all today. We have not seen Christian McCaffrey touch the ball but once. You got to get your stars involved in the game.
I know. I drafted DJ Moore. Dang.
And here's Christian McCaffrey, and he's able to get a nice 6 more yards on that one, bringing up a first down with 22 yards to go to the end zone. They're going to have to get one more play off before the end of the first quarter. The Panthers have been answering when their numbers have been called. They've been able to find a way to make things move in their direction. Baker Mayfield's getting the ball out of his hands a lot quicker than he did, except for on this play. And he's going to take the sack instead of throwing it away, bringing up a big-time 2nd and 16.
Somehow, Cody, CK was in the helmet. Our signal, our broadcast signal must have got mixed over, and it just got into Baker Mayfield's head. And he was like, you know what? I'll show you. I will show you how to hold the ball.
They're going to go into the second quarter here and hope that they're able to make up some ground after that big-time sack on first down. Baker Mayfield, tell me your impressions so far in the first half. Night and day difference from last week, right?
Not really. Still a kind of a start slow. Baker seems to have a really good connection downfield, but he doesn't seem to have a really good get the ball out of the pocket quick. He's not a type of guy who's going to get 5-6 yard passes and dink and dunk. He's a better down the field player, but you have to have the offensive line to be able to play that way, which Carolina doesn't.
You have
One
to
of
have
the things I like one of the things I like out of Baker is the third down. He's been incredible in third and long today, but those third and longs have been created often by his own inability to be decisive and get the ball out. Right, so we got to stop taking these sacks and get the balls out. Hey, that's for you, Greg.
See what you did there.
Good old Christian McCaffrey
He
with
misses a
2
wide
carries
open.
so far today.
Misses wide open Christian McCaffrey for a first down there. That's probably going to bring on Pinheiro for a short chip shot field goal here.
We've seen Baker Mayfield and Daniel Jones play almost the exact same game here. 2 drives, 1 touchdown drive, and 1 drive that ended in a quarterback overthrowing a wide open receiver that would have extended the drive. So, is Baker Mayfield Daniel Jones?
Who knows? I'll tell you this. San Antogado has asked the question, is this sim going by any information from last week? What I've learned from EA Sports is they don't update that stuff the way that I think that they should. And the reason I say that is, like, when you go and you look at what this week's matchup is, they've still got us facing the Browns because they just don't seem to put a lot of effort into this game after it's released. I don't understand it. I don't know why. But, so anything that happened last week is not updating the stats. It's not like a live adjustment based on what they're seeing from week to week. It's just what it is.
I don't know, Cody. I know that you've read CK. I know you've read that, but the inability to hand the ball off to Christian McCaffrey seems like
Makes
they
you
sure
wonder.
have watched. Good God! And you gotta, you know what? This is what happens when you just give people money, regardless, right? Is Madden has been living off of the reputation, like everybody's gonna buy it every year. Like, it doesn't matter about the product. They get to do this. Now, you guys can comment on the gameplay and this and that, but at this point of the internet, folks, we should have far more advanced kind of ability to sync it up. And somebody even brought this up in the chat, is that the Panthers should be wearing white tomorrow.
Yeah,
they just
Daniel
wear white at home?
Daniel Jones looks like Mike Vick.
Well, he did last year as well when we faced him. Remember, he was running all and up and down the field on us then.
Oh, didn't he catch a touchdown against? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't call a penalty there.
Looked like they could have.
Yeah. I mean, he was going to the ground and contact to the head, neck area. We got away with one there. And when I
To
said we
make up
got
for
away
last
with
week.
one, a 20-yard rush.
This
It's a
pressure's
makeup for
still
the
not
last
getting
week's call.
home. They're owning
Look,
Brian
no,
Burns
dude.
on the side there. And almost a big-time catch by Galladay, but he's able to drop it for the favor of the Carolina Panthers.
Could have been a pick.
Very possibly could have been. So that I sent you guys a TikTok of a new VR game that is actually I bought it and I played it, and it's actually quite fun. So basically, you're playing as the quarterback, and you get to basically see the field from that perspective, choose who you're throwing to, and make that throwing motion as well. And they're able to actually get the fumble, and Brian Burns recovers the fumble. Derek Brown showing up big.
Look at
also
Let's
looks
go.
ginormous.
Derek Brown,
Don't
you guys reported that he lost weight this offseason. Madden has him gaining 45 pounds right now. And look at this punching celebration. I love it.
Big time play by Carolina's defense there.
Yeah. Thank you.
First
You know
turnover
what?
of the
We're
year,
gonna
yes.
need something, man. This defense, hopefully that'll inject some life into this defense.
Yeah.
It was just look like a bunch of bums out there, sleepless in New York.
That was a big time turnover there. That's going to give us an opportunity to actually extend this, potentially get a lead here, and then go into the second half and get the ball back at the beginning of the second half. Double dipping, hopefully. Immediately throws the ball to DJ Moore, who wasn't turned looking for it. It looked like potentially a miscommunication there between Baker and DJ Moore.
I think that pass was going nowhere, even if he did catch it, though.
It looked close to me.
It really looked like these guys aren't on the same page. Maybe because they don't talk to each other, or he never passes it to them.
Baker all day in
Again,
the pocket.
another passing play. Another
Thomas.
passing play. Oh my gosh.
Ian Thomas
Imagine this is at this pace, guys. At this pace, Ian Thomas is going to have more fantasy points by the end of the season than Christian McCaffrey.
I mean, we paid him, so
Well,
They
we
know
paid
that this
Christian
is-
McCaffrey too.
They understand that this has been McAdoo's offense, and they have basically just removed all but maybe 3 run plays from the playbook. And so right now they are just going to be running pass after pass after pass. In the second half with the lead, we will start running it more, and you may see Christian McCaffrey, run all over these fools. But right now, Christian McCaffrey gets
There he
the
is.
short distances here, though.
I feel like Ben McAdoo is playing Madden.
Well,
got
it is a
set up
Madden
by-
simulation.
he's picking the plays by play type, not by the playbook, and he's just going for pass, medium, short
Yeah,
pass
I mean,
every
like
time.
you don't want. I mean, it's not as fun to run the ball when you're playing Madden.
No.
It's more fun to pass the ball.
Unless you can dominate. If you're dominating somebody while running the ball, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Like they
I
old
wish that
Cam
we would
Newton.
pull our guards more. Like, get our guards moving up to the second level and get some motion in the offense.
Still a pass on
Another
a
pass.
clear running down.
Ian Thomas is giving Travis Kelce a run for his money today.
Telling you, his fantasy value is going through the roof after this
Yeah,
Does,
game.
Thomas,
D-
80
does
yards in the
DJ
first
Moore
half.
have even one reception?
Yes,
And
he
no.
has a 22-yard reception.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he got
So
the
is-
second
I
first
thought it
down,
was
the
Robbie.
long
That
third
wasn't
down.
Robbie.
He caught the
Okay.
second one. Yeah.
We got trips right.
I gotta tell you this: if this is the way this game pans out, our prize picks are ruined. Oh, DJ Moore, good pick. Good.
Yeah,
There you
for
go.
sure.
DJ Moore is going to have probably 33 yards now. Yep, 2 receptions for 33 yards. Panthers are 6 yards away from another touchdown, extending this lead 17-10 potentially if Baker Mayfield can find a way to get the ball into the end zone, because they are clearly not putting this ball in the hands of Christian McCaffrey.
If you
Out of
played
the
a drinking,
shotgun.
if you played a drinking game with how many times Baker Mayfield passes the ball, you'd be wasted by now.
And this,
Oh,
what?
give it to him.
Oh, he caught it. He was in the end zone.
They need
Yeah.
to challenge that.
Why did Baker not just continue to run up the middle there?
I know. We
It
thought it
was
was going
wide
to be week
open.
2 of him running up the middle, but that was good pass there.
Please.
All right.
Guess what?
Christian
Let's
McCaffrey's
pass
gonna
it
jump over
three
the
This
top.
could be good for
times.
Christian McCaffrey, though.
Do we hit our prize pick over? Yes, we
Yes,
did.
we do.
That's for the fantasy players.
Send us the
CMC.
prize picks. Tell them we won. Tell them we won. I don't care. We won. I don't care. We won.
I saw it.
Man, that was a great
Yeah.
drive, though. I could have scored a little earlier than we did, but man, at least we're able to put up some points.
Yeah. Well, we did. It was coming
Why are
from
you going to
midfield.
put this
so it
comment
went
up,
long.
Cody?
Which one?
The fishing spot reviewer.
Oh, that's
Oh,
the
man.
best. Why would I not put that up? That's perfect.
I mean, if you're on a fishing pole, I'm sure you have some fishing wire. You could probably use that to keep her there.
Oh, hey. The kick is good. Carolina Panthers move up 17-10. Oh, really exciting game with I mean, think about this. The clock is not I guess when you pass it every down, the clock doesn't tick down.
True.
Right.
There's still 7 minutes and 24 seconds in the first half, in the second quarter of this game. 17-10. Talk about this is a higher scoring affair than I expect tomorrow.
I don't know, man. The defense of the Giants has left a lot to be desired. They were able to limit King Henry last week, but that's also him coming off of a year where he had been injured. So I think there's going to be some rust he needs to knock off as well. So we're going to see what the Giants are able to do defensively tomorrow. But as of right now, I think there's still too many question marks to say that they're not going to be able to, or that they're going to be able to stop the Panthers consistently throughout the day tomorrow. But that's also a question mark of whether our defense can stop their offense tomorrow, because I think that could lead to a shootout come the fourth quarter, making this a high-scoring affair potentially.
Well, I know our defense isn't interested in stopping anybody.
No.
You know what? Our defense is about as interested in stopping that fishing pole guy's wife from leaving as he is.
Now I say that,
very.
but they did have the ball first, and we are ahead, and we do have one forced fumble and recovery. So the defense, while not looking fantastic today, has had its moments.
Yeah, they've stopped them.
A moment.
On
they had
down.
a moment. They had one moment.
True. I guess the other turnovers on downs were Daniel Jones's fault after they were driving the ball down our throats. So
I still want to keep watching these.
Missed tackle.
There we go. That's the Carolina we knew from last week.
And that was Jackson wrapping up, not bringing him down on the turf, and giving him a nice, easy 3rd and 3. But that also being said, we've been joined by one new member of the C3 Superfan Club, Michael Davis. Welcome in. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for joining the C3 Superfan Club. As Saquon runs up the middle, finds a way to convert the 3rd down, bringing up a 1st and 10 from the 39, as the Giants are hoping to be able to cut this lead before halftime.
Is that Henderson made that tackle? 25?
Oh, your favorite.
I'll get 10 more this year. So there's one of them.
All I can say is Saquon Barkley has gotten the ball like 80 times so far. Christian McCaffrey, 3.
Well, Tony, that's what you do when you have a bell cow running back. You feed him. Apparently, Ben McAdoo doesn't seem interested in feeding his superstar running back. So
he doesn't
Daniel
even
Jones
know he has
the shotgun.
one.
Finds a wide open Sterling Shepard across the
Wow.
midfield. That brings it down to the 44-yard line into Carolina Panthers territory. And listen,
Ooh, doing
these
a little
Giants are
was that a
finding
little
holes in the
Spider-Man?
secondary.
what's with the soft zone coverage?
I was going to say there's nobody in the middle. It's just wide open. It's crazy.
Uh-oh. The horn gets a pick 6. All right, let's hope. Let's see if Madden agrees with that assumption. Daniel Jones has been firing on all cylinders today, getting the ball out quickly. He's not getting any pressure in his face. So I think this is going to be solely on coverage to be able to get this game put away.
How about this? Easy. Tomorrow, if you join us on the C3 Panthers post-game show, if JC Horn has a pick 6 in tomorrow's game, we'll send you a free Camwell.
Oh, snap. You're easy.
I like it.
You see Horn gets a pick 6, you get a free cam. Wow.
But you got to
Also-
come in the show and leave the thumbs up.
That's right. That's right.
By
You
the
guys
way,
say,
also,
hey,
we're
where's
probably-
my Camwell?
I've gotten my Manscaped products, and some of them I already have.
Nice.
So I would like to also put some of that stuff up for giveaways for our viewers, maybe our super fans. And we got another
Fumble recovery.
Oh,
Look, is it JC Horn pick 6? Is it JC Horn? Please say.
He's gonna go all the way.
Oh, it's not JC Horn. Oh,
No, that is no 25.
Oh,
25
easy
is
was
Woods.
like, I'm gonna
Xavier
get
Woods,
2
Xavier Woods.
Camwells,
Xavier Woods,
bitch.
excuse me. Okay.
Xavier Woods with the pick 6.
No, that was a
Let
fumble
No, it's a
recovery.
fumble recovery.
Oh, fumble
But if that would have been
recovery.
JC Horn, we would have been given easy.
Yeah, we would have given him
and,
his cam. Wow.
the Camwell's
Look,
coming
he got
early.
the hit and the fumble recovery and the touchdown. So forced fumble recovery, and touchdown. Wow, impressive.
Xavier Woods
Wow.
finds a way to bring it all the way back to the house. Big time return, bringing this to a 24-10 lead over top of the Giants, pending this extra point.
Got to say, the defense in the last 2 drives has come up pretty impressive.
Big time
Yeah,
hits
it's
on these
definitely-
receivers.
It's definitely looking like it's showing some signs of life. And man, to be able to score off of turnovers, that's what the Panthers need to be able to do that their defense hasn't done in a long time.
It seems like in this game, the defense has tightened down the bolts a little bit right whenever they get to about midfield. The Giants get to about midfield because they're having a real hard time about midfield in. but they're running the ball down our throats before that.
Well, now it's gotten a little bit more out of hand for the Giants because normally if they could keep Saquon in the game, they have a shot. The Giants did what we did early on in the game last week against the Browns, and they didn't do a lot of running for Saquon Barkley. I think that was a mistake. They should have allowed him to get them ahead early on, keep him in the game. Unfortunately, but down 14 points heading into the second half here soon doesn't lead extremely doesn't make you extremely optimistic about their chances at coming back unless Daniel Jones is able to turn it on and show why he was drafted so high by these Giants all those years ago.
Well, you got to wonder what their mindset's going to be going into this drive here, because not only do they got to worry about getting a first down and trying to score, but they've got to run some clock down, because if they give the ball back to Carolina and give them enough time to score, and Carolina gets the ball back at halftime, this game may already be over.
Carolina with only 16 rushing yards, and there's Saquon getting involved early on, something they should have done early on as well. But that's 8 rushes for 56 yards. Saquon coming in here and starting this drive off incredibly impressive.
Yeah, and hey, real quick, shout out to Just Don't Care for the $5 love bomb. It says, how are y'all doing tonight, boys? Got in here late. No problem, Just Don't. Happy to have you. And thank you, as always, for your patronage.
All right, so the Giants doing exactly what they needed to do on first down.
And they're handing it off to Saquon again, but he's stopped short of the first down marker, able to get 5 yards, which was
nice second effort
starting
there.
Yeah,
nice second effort.
Yards after contact, right?
He's doing what they need. He's running the ball and making second and third down manageable for passes, and still running the clock down by running the ball. So they're doing exactly what they need to do here.
This is good news for the Panthers as they are starting to push across midfield. This is when they've been able to tighten up and stop this Giants offense from making any progress. Hopefully, we'll see another turnover here by this defense. Daniel Jones under center. Saquon takes the handoff again and wide open up the middle, getting across 35 down to the 33-yard line, keeping this drive alive yet again. Saquon, the only saving grace to this entire offense of the Giants.
Gap assignments. You have to cover the gaps. Just wide open holes on the defensive line for Carolina. It's crazy.
Wide open, yeah. That was there wasn't any Carolina Panther within 5 yards as he ran through the middle there. Not incredibly encouraging to see the defensive line spread out as far as they are in the middle right there as well.
Those are gaps that would make Jason Strahan blush.
Oddly enough, they may be scoring too fast here.
Yeah, giving the Panthers another opportunity at 7 more points here is not ideal.
At this point, the Panthers have got to be wondering, should they just let Saquon walk in?
Although Carolina does have the 2 timeouts due to Matt Rule's fantastic challenge earlier. So anything past the 2-minute mark, I wouldn't worry about it.
And Daniel Jones stops the clock, 3rd and 4.
Big time miss.
I think it was miscommunication. The ball looked like it was there. The receiver didn't turn around.
Yeah, that was a wide open opportunity too. That was a blown coverage. That could have been a big time gain for the Giants, but unfortunately turns into a 3rd and 4. Fortunate for the Panthers that wasn't a big time game there. Daniel Jones out of the shotgun again, dropping back. Saquon fights for the first down. He's able to get it, gets to the 22, and the clock is still running. 22 yards left to go, and they are looking to try to close out this half with the ball in their hands.
Just call it the Saquon show at this point, and I mean, it is a single-handed beatdown by him against this Panthers defense.
Pushing Jeremy Chin down, huh? They've got to stop the bleeding here, though. I think New York, if they want to have a chance. Going into halftime down so much with that not getting the ball, it sets a really bad tone for the second half with a quarterback who's not built to come from behind.
Putting the ball in Daniel Jones's hand again here, but he's going to run it, and he decides, listen, I'm better off getting this to Saquon Barkley, who gets another first down. That's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning as the Giants are knocking on the door, trying to shorten this lead down to a 7-point game right now, currently, the Carolina Panthers up 24-10 on the New York Giants. And 2 minutes left to go in the half.
It seemed as though he was almost past the line of scrimmage.
I was
when
just
he
about to
threw
ask that. I
ball.
wonder where it was. 'Cause it looked
Yeah,
like-
that was closer than it seemed.
Daniel Jones all day. He's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to get sacked in the backfield. That's a big-time loss by Brian Burns.
getting there. He must be listening to me, the king of
Does
almost.
that count as a
He's getting
sack
there.
or is
It
that
was.
just
It was a
tackle?
Well, it depends. Was he behind the line? If he's not behind the line, it's not a sack.
Now, it's a shame that Madden doesn't know Brian Burns well enough to give him his signature Spider-Man pose. What are you doing, EA?
I know, and even Brian Burns has come out and talked about this. It's like, why do they not have him doing his celebration here?
That could be a legal thing.
No.
Likeness. I
Oh,
don't know.
like because of just.
Well,
you
we're
mean
talking
like,
about Disney, so I wouldn't.
about like Marvel,
Yeah.
Okay,
like their
Yeah,
wreaths.
I was
It's
gonna say.
So
look at
like
the owner.
even the you know how like anytime you'd say like you can't even say the you have to say the big game party, not the Super Bowl. Can't put that on any, like the NFL will come after bars after like they are so like the NFL even quakes in their boots to Disney.
I mean,
Dude, Disney went after a father who put Spider-Man on his son's headstone. And
Oh
he
my
had it on
God.
his grave, and they were like, nah, you can't do that,
Oh,
wow.
close. And that stops the clock. That's the best
Pinball.
outcome for the Panthers there.
yeah.
Please tell me lawyers have not ruined it that much, Cody.
bro. That's
They
a
have.
real story. They sent a
I
letter.
know, but
and
please tell
everything.
me that the man won.
I somehow don't think so. I
That's some
don't know.
bullcrap.
I know, that's crazy.
Y'all got to
feel
stop
like
saying
at
that
this
D
point-
name. It'll show up. Say it 3 times. It'll appear and shut the show down. So
What's that?
Oh,
What
yeah.
name?
say Disney too many times.
Oh yeah.
They'll show up and shut the show down. You didn't pay for that.
Oh, DMC strike out of nowhere.
All right. So what does this make it? Still a 2-possession game here.
Minute 23,
Yeah.
2 timeouts. Good
Yeah.
return here. Hopefully gives us a chance to
Ooh,
put some more points
little
on the board.
opportunity for the Carolina Panthers, particularly since they are so pass happy.
I wanna make this
Watch them run the
clear.
ball.
Madden is the worst time management simulation that I've ever seen in my life. So this very well could be the worst. You might get very frustrated with how this goes here, the final minute and a half, because they are not fantastic about that.
It's like the
If they don't run for a touchdown here, but they are not able to. They get across
it's like
the
the Denver
26-yard line.
Broncos head coach designed their
Right.
2-minute warning.
Did y'all see?
Hey,
were y'all watching? Oh, good.
No, I was about to say, Football God 77 said, "Can I get a shout out, please?" Well, here you go, Football 77. Here's your shout out. Thanks for hanging out with the C3 Panthers Podcast.
What's
Can we
up?
get a thumbs up, a subscribe? Boom.
Hey, yeah, that we would love that. Thumbs up,
Maybe even
subscribe,
tell a friend. I know you got a Panthers
tell a
fan
friend.
That's right.
And how about hit that notification bell so that way you get notified every time we go live, man. We do this all the time.
Yeah, or how about check us out on the post game show tomorrow, 4:30.
Pointless,
after
bro.
this real game.
Y'all, this is kind of our lives. So, I mean, this is what we do.
Yeah.
I actually am having a ton of fun hanging out with my friends on a Saturday night. My wife is out of town. I could have, like, my back is hurting so bad. I guess I could go to the bar and spend a bunch of money and potentially ruin my marriage. But instead, I'm going to just ruin my life watching the Carolina Panthers.
DJ
Hey, that's
Moore
way
gets
better.
across the 40 there. Hurry up offense better be coming here. But as I told you, these are the worst when it comes to these final minute and a half. Madden doesn't do a lot. Leaves a lot to be desired.
43 seconds left. The clock is not ticking. Is that right?
It's just, disregard the clock. It's a Madden thing. It'll start clicking here in a minute.
2 timeouts here. I hope the Panthers called a
They
timeout.
time out.
All
They
right,
time
so,
out. They
yeah,
do.
They did. They took a timeout. That's smart.
Yeah, and a big shout out to Charles Lemon, who says, "I hit the thumbs up and already subscribed. I'd like a shout out to listening to this at work right now. Thank you, Charles Lemon. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. We are a podcast of the fans, by the fans who love the Carolina Panthers."
Mm-hmm. Baker Mayfield's been pretty much impressive here. Flag. It looks like it's probably going to be a holding, hopefully a defensive holding, but most likely our offensive line.
I tell you this: if the Carolina Panthers,
Icky Ikwanu with the hold there.
I feel like they're pointing the wrong direction.
Yeah, like it's irritating.
Okay, that is irritating. And if the Panthers lose tomorrow, I feel like we're gonna have to start taking like co-pays for mental health. Like we'll take Blue Cross Blue Shield, for donations at this point because we are in therapy at this point. Licensed Carolina Panther therapist here.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what we do at this point. I mean for the past few seasons, the Panthers have given fans a lot of reasons to need some therapy session. And by the way, that's a great reminder. Tomorrow at 4:30, right after the Panthers take on the Giants in MetLife Stadium, you can be right here with reacting to the game, the C3 post-game show. It is a staple of the C3 podcast. We have so much fun doing it. We're going to break down all the action from the game tomorrow. The stream is already up. You can go ahead and hit that notification bell. It's going to be a great time.
That was
tough,
a bit high.
Tough toss. Yeah, that's a tough catch there. DJ tried to give it his all.
Saved an interception there.
Interesting. A little back behind the scenes of Panthers creators. We were talking and chatting with some other Panther creators today and some direct messages, and people were talking about when they started their podcast, Cody. You were talking about when you joined our podcast. And there has been, I don't know if there's an active podcast other than the C3 Panthers podcast that's seen a winning season by the Carolina Panthers. We've been doing this since 2013, but all of these cats, I mean, and give them credit, man. They're like, and if you've been doing this 4 or 5 years, keep it up. I'm not trying to diminish that work, but that's how long it's been since the Panthers have had a winning season. Is that podcast didn't even exist then, except for the C3 Panthers podcast.
Yeah, I remember. I remember going back and watching some of your videos from the 2015 season. So that was it's crazy to see how far the show has come since then. It's like night and day different.
I tell you this though, it might be a better show now, but it was more fun then. That 2015 season, bro, was magical, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
so imagine with what we've been able to accomplish with the production value that we've increased this to. Imagine having a winning season now.
Oh man!
Wow!
Hey with man, the calls, with the community, yeah. I mean it's gonna need. I hope it happens. You know what? The strange part about the 2015 season, if we can go back to that for just a moment, as we watch the Giants try to muster something up here at the last second. The Panthers were on this incredible winning streak and still were underdogs. Every week, everybody was like, hey, they're the worst. Time. Yeah, they're going to lose this week. They're the worst undefeated team ever. And Panther fans and the Panthers got to play like the underdog chip.
Wow.
It was
look at that time.
World right here.
This is a problem. And Cody, you brought this up. We've been talking about this. It's like, at what point are we going to get concerned? And I know this is a simulation, but if we're looking at this does bring out something important. Is the defensive front going to be good enough this year?
The real question mark is, I think, our edges. And that's why this Carlos Dunlap story is kind of fascinating to me. I think that would have been a great addition to our team. But as of right now, we're going to need someone besides Brian Burns to step up and be a consistent threat in rushing the passer. It's going to need to be YGM, or it's going to need to be Marquise Haynes. One of these guys is going to have to step up because we do not have Hassan Reddick to put up 10+ sacks this year.
And the question that you've had about us putting up the rosters, they're as close as I can get them without the same day in and out list that they have. There's some guys that are listed as doubtful. I didn't want to remove them from the game because if they do end up playing, I want this to be as close to a real matchup to the real game anyway. So odds are, if those guys can play, that's going to be a better representation of what we're going to be facing, at least in Madden's eyes. So this is close to what we can do. You're not having Zane Gonzalez in or any of those guys. It should be anybody who is out for sure is going to be out in this game. But that is going to bring us into the second half. But here, while we're waiting for the first snaps here, seeing Baker Mayfield come in here, I want to take this time. First, I want to say we have 133 people watching. I need every single one of you people to hit the daggone like button, hit that thumbs up. You come in here to watch a Madden simulation that has absolutely no bearing on the real game tomorrow to support the C3 Panthers podcast. I want to say one thing to you, subscriber shame. Second, I want to say this much. We have some sponsors that we need to talk about. We don't want to put too much time on it as Baker's getting the ball out to Christian McCaffrey out here across the 35-yard line, bringing up a first down, but we have Manscaped. I've got my my lawnmower 4.0 and my trimmers and all that stuff. And if you guys are interested in getting some grooming for manscaping, which I encourage you do this, go to manscaped.com, use code Panthers. We need a few more people to hit that coupon code for that 20% off and free shipping worldwide so that we can have a long-term partnership with these guys. So go to manscaped.com and be able to take care of yourself, make yourself look good, make yourself feel better about yourself. And again, trimming those hedges makes the house look a lot bigger, if you know what I'm saying.
Certainly does, CK. That's a tried and true formula. So I'm wondering if the Panthers are going to be able to not their normal cardiac cat versions of themselves. So they're going to be able to close this out.
This is their game to win. Like they already have the game won if they just play football.
Is that batted down at the line there? Looks like it might have been.
Looks like another pass right at the seam to Ian Thomas there. How many times can you go to that well before they pick up on it?
Hey, don't let Ben McAdoo hear that. He said, "Don't dare me."
Well, we just had a rush for a loss 2 plays ago, so you won't see another run till the fourth quarter.
Ian Thomas fighting for the yards, almost gets there.
He may have. He may have. He stretched out.
It's a 4th and inches. I could see Ben McAdoo going for it here with a guy like Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. I think they're gonna try to spread out the line, spread that defense out a little bit, and give Christian McCaffrey some breathing room to try to make something happen.
Put this game away right now.
But Madden, unfortunately, probably doesn't look at it that way, and they will probably do a heavy formation right down the middle if they can do it. If they decide to go for it here, which I think would be foolish if they didn't.
This is really crazy.
All right, no, they're punting it. Wow. On midfield, they're punting it 4th and inches.
No balls. They do not.
No balls.
They do not need Manscaped.
Seems entirely plausible.
Well, it's not even that. It's not upsetting that you punt the ball there and you're ahead and you try to slow this game down, except for you don't slow it down because you haven't given the ball to Christian McCaffrey at all.
I just don't want them playing in a mode to slow the game down in the beginning of the third quarter, even if you are up 11 points, but by 2 possessions. Well, why slow the game down, man? I don't know. It's not a good way to play football.
Why is Christian McCaffrey non-existent? Ben McAdoo and Christian you know what? Ben McAdoo must have a thing for Olivia.
Incredible play by Dante Jackson, breaking that play up. Big time gain there if that was completed, which he was able to get a big hit, jarring that ball loose.
And that's why I defend Dante Jackson over Henderson, because like Henderson doesn't make plays like that. Dante may get burned sometimes, but he makes plays like that too. Never see Henderson do anything like that. Of course, it's a simulation. I'm looking at it like a real game.
Good play.
Big time 3rd and 6 here. Daniel Jones not looking horrible, but looking like a guy who isn't getting a long-term contract with the Giants when his contract's up.
Oh, another tried and true. That now Madden got it right.
All day.
All day, no pressure. And finally, it's the fumble. They're going to, almost is able to pick it up and try to get it across midfield there.
Who caused that fumble?
97.
That was Gross Matos.
Gross Matos, yeah. Gross Matos. All right.
Big time stop there.
Quite honestly, since we started talking trash about the defense or started really harping on them, they've only allowed 3 points and had 2 turnovers and how many 3-and-outs now? Like it's not 3-and-outs, but
a few. It's been a mixed bag for this defense, but they've had some big time plays. Certainly, we are up because the defense has gotten us the ball back twice and actually scored once, giving us a bigger lead than we would have otherwise. But Giants going to be punting. It should give us nice field position here.
The funny part about the Giants here is the only thing that we can do to beat them is to stop Saquon, which we are not doing, and they're still not beating us. They're letting Daniel Jones give us the game.
Shi Smith getting smashed into the dirt like his Gamecocks did by the Georgia Bulldogs today.
How about that App State game, though?
Oh, dude, App State's on a roll, man. Everything they do is been.
Yeah, App State is interesting now. I watched the radio call on that final play, and I tell you what, it's hard not to like that team right now.
And it's neat to see a team that was Division II move.
He tripped. That's so. This is one of the worst representations of Christian McCaffrey I've ever seen.
Hand there.
Turf Monster, maybe.
Yeah, Turf Monster got him, I think. Yeah. Turf Monster's bad in MetLife.
Christian McCaffrey with like 8 yards today.
Ian Thomas.
Man, Baker and Ian Thomas have this connection.
But also, why doesn't Ian Thomas catch the ball in stride and get the first down there? Like, catch the ball and keep running. Don't stop when you catch the ball.
It's Madden. just don't worry.
Why is Madden giving us this?
I thought this was
up
real.
The leg shot of all these players.
Real?
Sorry. Yeah, Tony on the sidelines. Let's go to you. How does Dayball say about what is he saying about this Giants team after the halftime?
He's saying this is just a Madden simulation. Tomorrow, this could be way different.
All right, now we're going to go to the
observation by Dayball.
Now we're going to go to the other side of the field. Greg, you were able to talk to Matt Rule as he's coming out of the tunnel after the halftime. What is he saying so far about this offense, the performance, and what Baker Mayfield's been able to do early on in this game?
He says Baker's done great so far. We've done enough. Let's slow it down. Slow it down. We don't want to. We just want to run the clock out. That's the game plan for the second half. That was the motivational speech at halftime, and they seem to be executing. Slow it down.
And they're handing it off to Christian McCaffrey and showing why he should have gotten the damn ball from the get-go.
Yeah, so Madden got a couple of things right here. They got Shi Smith returning punts, right? Mm-hmm. Thibodeau, I don't think is going to be in this game. A lot of people are saying he's probably out, which, there's some questions about the preseason and that hit he took. Oh, look at it.
There it is. There it is. Yes.
Oh, he got it.
What?
He got it.
No, they're not giving it to him.
Goodness.
No, you hit the pylon. You have to give it to him. If he didn't step out of bounds before he hit the pylon, you have to give it to him.
Touchdown.
Now you throw the challenge flag, Matt Rule.
Deshaun Foster endorses that touchdown.
If he does not step out of bounds before he...
That's a touchdown. That's a
touchdown. He touched the pylon first before he went out of bounds.
Oh. It doesn't like the Panthers are going to challenge this. It's going to be up to the refs to decide to review that, and looks like they're just going to let this go. Baker Mayfield under center. Looks like this is going to be a heavy run. And he just walks in, waves at the guys. Hey guys, it's me.
Is that Ricci?
Yeah,
Ricci, baby, a Paisan.
Way to take a touchdown away from this fantasy team right here, you. Dicks.
You know what it was? Tepper probably didn't, or not. Rule probably didn't have. Not Rule McAdoo. I'm sorry, probably didn't get to pick Christian McCaffrey in fantasy. So because of that, he wants to screw everybody else's fantasy league. If I can't get him, nobody can.
Man,
the Panthers piling it on here in the second half, making this a much more difficult game for the Giants to try to come back from.
bittersweet for my fantasy team. My double fantasy team. We do fantasy teams for simulations as well, folks. That's how much we love fantasy football.
Let me ask you, if the Panthers, all three of the head coaches were in a fantasy league or different fantasy leagues, and they all had the number one pick, do you think they'd all pick Chris McCaffrey?
Say it
That's a
again.
good question.
If the coaches for the Panthers, the offense coordinator, defense coordinator, and the head coach were in a fantasy football league, just different ones, and they all had the first number one pick, do you think they pick Christian McCaffrey?
No.
Number one.
Jamar Chase.
Did I miss?
Really? They wouldn't even pick their own running back number one?
That would be messed up if they didn't, especially with Christian.
Yeah. Makes me wonder about what kind of fantasy these guys, like football, these guys play. Because they do.
All right.
Yeah, McAdoo was in fantasy, and the opposing coach had Christian McCaffrey, the other guy who he's going against. So this week he did that. There's not going to be an issue with him facing Christian McCaffrey. So you can bet on Christian McCaffrey getting the ball 90% of the time.
McAdoo is point shaving.
How dare he?
No, the NFL pays the refs to do that. Don't worry.
True that.
All right. Daniel Jones out of the shotgun gets the ball. Nope. Play action. Daniel Jones keeps it. Almost gets the first down, but he's able to be stopped shy after a 9-yard gain. Hartsfield. Is he on the team? I thought he was off the team.
I don't know.
No, I think he's played.
Yeah.
That was a good tackle. It looked like for sure a first down.
Yeah, he was able to stop him quickly.
What a play call there.
And he goes backwards, but he finds a way to get the first down. Sterling Shepard.
You hate to see it.
J.C. Horn was all over it and then just shed him.
Okay. First and 10.
And it's intercepted
by
none other than that is
57.
Wilson.
That's
Wilson.
Smith or
Wilson. Yeah.
Wilson.
That's the cat killer, baby. The cat killer. Woo,
Perfect
kill
position.
That cat. Kill that cat.
Well, after a slow start, the Panthers defense has really picked up.
Yep, and
that first turnover.
Yeah, totally.
And you can bet your money right now that Christian McCaffrey is going to get the ball a lot in the next few drives.
Oh, we sure hope so.
Let's hope.
Fantasy owners around the world are hoping for it.
Just so you guys know, I don't know what the private chat says because I can't click out. Otherwise, it'll mess up the sound and everything. So if there's anything important.
136 viewers strong. Smash that thumbs up button.
Baker runs for the first down and some.
Showing the wheels. Oh, keeping in bounds once the clock.
That was a smart play.
Yeah, except for you don't want to get injured here. Still a whole quarter of football to play. Don't sacrifice your body, Baker.
I don't know, man. I think Baker's one of those guys.
Well, the other thing is, you're in the third quarter. If you run out of bounds, it doesn't stop the clock.
Really?
Yeah.
So then he should have ran out of bounds.
Yeah. And I want to make this clear to everybody in the chat. We lost last week in this simulation to the Browns. We are not adjusting this to make the Panthers better, to make it look like we're a better team. We're not doing even teams. I'm basing it off what the Madden has them simulated as from their statistics and everything like that. So this isn't something that we're embellishing the numbers by giving Baker Mayfield a higher stat line on X, Y, or Z or anything crazy like this. This is organic factory loadouts, if you will, when it comes to this.
I'll tell you one thing Madden does do a good job of is making it look like Christian McCaffrey is just dancing around everybody like he does in real life. It's crazy.
Oh, incredible pass
Going to Ian
breakup there.
Thomas.
Is it just me, or does Baker Mayfield in Madden and in real life have a bad tendency of leaving a perfectly clean pocket? Like he
Can't see
has
over
all
him.
the time in the world running out. Yeah,
That's
maybe
the-
you can't see.
That's the disadvantage of even with a clean pocket, he may not be able to see what he needs to see.
And Pinheiro actually has, outside of one mistake last week, kicking the ball out of bounds on a kickoff, he has been a solid replacement to Zane Gonzalez so far this year, keeping us in that game last week and showing up big time here today with a couple of field goals, keeping the points in front of us, keeping us moving in the right direction, if you will.
Yeah, let's keep it in bounds here, Eddie. Keep it in bounds.
I was gonna say I would have waited till after this kick before I mentioned it. But
It's all good. He's got it, and he kicks it out of bounds.
yeah,
Not been able to bang it through the end zone yet, though.
yeah. So that wasn't a very good kick. It was what 4 yard line.
Yeah, Eddie doesn't have the biggest foot, so that's one thing you got to keep in mind, especially tomorrow. If there is an opportunity to kick the field goal with a 55-yarder, they're probably not going to put that on Eddie Pinheiro.
We need to bring out Bigfoot Matt Corral.
Yeah, really.
Matt Corral, unfortunately,
the
is not going to be there.
He does have giant feet, though.
That could
15.
also be a contributing factor to why he broke his foot.
Too big.
Maybe.
Got in the way.
Big.
That's
growing
tough.
into him. He's like a big giant puppy.
Well, let me ask you a question.
He's like Clifford, the big red dog.
Whenever you have a stick that's really long,
Oh,
it's a lot easier to break than a shorter, stubby stick. It's
boy,
only
tell
my
me
point.
about it.
Yeah, Cody
I don't
hasn't
know
been
where
broken
this
yet.
conversation is going, but
But I agree with you. I don't know where it's going either, but I agree with you.
I'm going with the Matt Corral breaking his foot.
But this stick discussion sponsored by Manscaped.
Yeah.
Long stick, short stick, make it look longer by using Manscaped. Promo code Panthers.
Yeah.
Listen, how's the prize picks looking based on this game, guys?
Oh, we're getting destroyed, bro. I think we would have won. We're winning right now. We would be winning. Actually, we made a bunch of picks on the C3 Panthers podcast on Tuesday. We had Mayfield over 215, if I'm right. We had Robbie Anderson over 36 yards. We had Christian McCaffrey over or more than 55 yards. I should be saying more, not over. More than 55 yards rushing. I don't know if we've hit any of them other than Baker. Robbie Anderson, I don't know if Robbie Anderson has even played in this simulation.
So on the free-for-all, I had Christian McCaffrey, 1 touchdown, either pass receiving or
That's
rushing.
a great one.
I got
Dante
Baker
Jackson
Mayfield
close.
200 at more than 215 and a half yards. I've got Robbie Anderson at more than 3 receptions. And
Yeah.
I've got Saquon Barkley at a touchdown. A rushing touchdown.
Ooh, so you would have only hit Christian and Mayfield, right? So far?
No, you would have
Yeah.
Mayfield and yeah.
Oh.
Has Robbie gotten more? No,
Robbie hasn't got a catch
Robbie
yet. I
hasn't
don't
even
think.
gotten a catch in this game.
He's
Yeah.
gotten one. He's gotten one catch.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
Okay.
Robbie's gotten
you know
one
what?
catch.
If
so.
you're going on to Prize Picks, and you know what? This is just free advertisement for them. We just like Prize Picks at this point, but they are a sponsor on the Tuesday and Friday show. I think that's a good play right there. Is Christian McCaffrey at a touchdown?
Yeah.
That's what my boy turned me on to that when I was at Pirate Radio on Friday. I was like, man, I need to play when we get this flex bonus. He said, I went Christian McCaffrey touchdown. I was like, oh, where's that? He said, and then I had to go over. You got to skip over to the pass plus rush pass reception category.
So he can just get any touchdown in it.
Yeah,
unless
he just has to get
fumble
one.
recovery.
And the same for Saquon. You could almost do Saquon and Christian McCaffrey and just root for them all.
Yeah.
Promo code C3 if you use Prize Picks. and we don't get a benefit. Well, you know what? They're our sponsor, but man, I'm behind Prize Picks, man. That's just a good damn
That's
product.
a shanked punt right there. Giving the Panthers great field position off of a punt that should have easily put us in the within 10 yards of the goal line.
Why is Mayfield walking off the field?
He's just relaxing a little bit. He's like, you know what? We'll just let Christian McCaffrey handle it from here.
He has a commercial to film.
Yeah, he's got a commercial to film.
Gus Thanasalis
DJ
does not like the Madden simulation. The question is, do you not like it because of how the game has transpired, or is it the 34-13 number that's bothersome?
Where's the commentary?
Ooh, no, it's not.
I'm just
Yeah, last week, me and Cody, we were doing the Madden simulation, and we were really frustrated with the way that Madden views the Panthers. And then after that game against the Browns last week, it started to feel a little more accurate. This week, they're being quite generous to the Panthers and giving them maybe a little bit more than they deserve after last week's showing.
Is this only the second flag of the game? There was a flag on the opening drive.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know there's one on the opening drive, and I don't remember seeing a whole lot otherwise.
Who was that flag on?
Christensen.
Why did he have long hair?
He had long hair last year.
Did he?
They just didn't update it.
Like dreadlocks.
This would be more realistic if coaches had overall ratings. That is a very good point there, 2D.
You know, I think that the Panthers could be an explosive offense with Christian McCaffrey. Not this way, not in this game, how they've done it this way, but there's weapons on this team, and I feel like Baker can deliver if he gets hot. It's just the question is, can this defense be a defense that holds the team to 13 points, under 20 each week? And right now, after last week, it's going to be hard to imagine that.
Well, the interesting thing is, if you can stop the run and force this quarterback to throw the ball, then you have a shot. Because right now, that was where we were really impacted last week. They didn't have to throw the ball. Jacoby Brissett didn't have much along the lines of a stat line when it comes to passing. Christian McCaffrey makes the first guy miss. Almost gets the first down. 4th and inches. Big time run there. Almost converting. Putting the final nails in the coffin of the Giants if he was able to get past the line to gain there. But
on top of that too, what you're talking about, CK, about last week, that was the most frustrating thing about one of the more frustrating things about the Panthers losing to the Browns is we knew that that's what it was going to be. We knew that that's what they had to do. Mm-hmm. You knew that Deshaun Watson was suspended, that they had Jacoby Brissett, and that this team was built on a power run game with 2 good running backs and a good offensive line, particularly up the center. And you knew it, and you still couldn't do anything about it.
Great punt by Hecker again. Hecker has been money on Madden lately, guys.
Great at ping pong and great at punting.
Took a very favorable bounce. It makes me wonder on this game. I know this is a simulation once again, but they've not gone for it twice on 4th and inches at midfield for a chance they could completely put the game out of
It's a 3 possession game.
Yeah. Why not just do it? Just put it away.
Over.
I don't hate the move to punt here. Just because if you don't, you give them a shorter field, potentially giving them a better opportunity to score quickly. Right now, they're pinned within the 10-yard, at the 6-yard line. They're going to have to drain a lot of clock to get up down the field.
No pressure.
Shaq Thompson, big
almost
time
got
break
in front
up
of
there.
that ball. Yeah.
Good for Shaq. Shaq playing some of his best football over the last 2 years. Cody Lashney really likes him, what he's seen out of him lately. And I think Cody Lashney had some high praise for him after week 1.
Yeah, I thought that he was one of the better performances that no one kind of noticed. He was kind of an unsung hero of that game, I feel. And I also feel like the number 7, the number change, has been a pleasant surprise for him. A good burst of new energy, maybe. Like he's just playing faster, playing more aggressive. I like it, man. This defense needs Shaq Thompson's presence now more than ever.
I tell you one thing: if this simulation is anywhere close, you should just put all your money on Saquon tomorrow. This dude has had like 12 catches.
Now, how
look at
come
that.
Brian Burns
That's nasty.
never tries to get off of blocks?
To disengage. I was about
Right.
to ask. He just pushed
Listen,
the block
welcome to
pass.
Madden, dude. He's
Yeah,
just
that's
like
Madden,
bull rushing, pass into the end zone. Could have easily just reached out to his left and tried to get the guy.
Yeah.
Like, look
Yes,
at this.
John Jenkins, Damon Wilson is the Cowboy fake cat killer. He is the fake cat killer, and his stock has gone up in my book ever since he fake killed the cat.
Yeah. Shout out to the guy who didn't really kill a cat.
But maybe still freaking cry thinking about it.
Yeah. He's like,
You thought I killed your cat. I really wanted to. More Saquon. Look
number
at that.
7 on the
wonder-
tackle.
You know
How
what I'm
many
noticing lately?
catches is
I hate
that?
this shot. Why do they give us the shot?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, I just like they actually got a camera guy inside the huddle in the real game.
They
here.
just
That's
stare up
so
at
gay.
everyone's penis.
Okay. It's like a
Why they
big
give us a
cocky shot.
Oh, man.
You know, lately it looks like they're doing even though Daniel Jones had a good pocket, he doesn't have anything open downfield. Everything has to be 5-7 yard passes, nothing
Did we
downfield.
get it? Was that second down or third?
This is third now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
let's
so that
go
was
to
incomplete
third
there.
down.
3rd and 5.
San Antogado. What is that? Is San? Anyway, San Ogado.
Senator Gatto.
San Antogado.
And big time play there.
Oh.
Galladay gets across
He said that's the
midfield across to the
Manscaped
38-yard line.
Manscaped.
The
Promo
man.
code Panthers. Promo code Panthers. That's some real Panther ass shit right there. That third down.
Straight up.
Mhm.
Is that Galladay again? Oh my
Yeah, it was
god.
Galladay,
had a giant game in this one.
They've got 350 yards of total offense. The Giants just crumbling when they get across midfield.
4 turnovers will do it to you.
Daniel Jones about to throw another one here. Actually, it's a screen pass to Saquon Barkley, who's able to get another 8 yards.
That's like 15 catches for Saquon.
Why is he able to just bowl over all of our players? He just runs through them like a bowling ball.
That's, again, you've got to keep in mind the value, like what Madden values this Panthers team at. Like, they don't have a lot of strength on this team, which is also probably a true statement.
Yeah.
Back to the Bukkake view.
Dude.
Oh,
Should have been
dangerous,
intercepted.
Now, I do hope that the Panthers defense in this manner notices that they're running like 3 plays right here. They're running 2 crosses across the middle right there, throwing into traffic every time. They're beating us every time up the middle.
making true money. Just pause it and go back to the beginning. You can watch it. And they get another first down to Kenny Galladay, who's having a quiet game, quietly a good game here today.
6 catches for Galladay and the first touchdown.
7 for 88 yards.
7
No
for
touchdowns
88.
for him though.
Can you look at what are Saquon's stats so far? Can you look at?
I can look at the end of the game.
Okay.
This game seems like it's moving at a snail's pace.
It does.
Seems like normally Madden games go pretty fast. We got
Well,
this
it's
one
what
on real
happens
time.
when you pass the ball every play. Oh,
Saquon
God.
just running straight through
Oh,
guys.
Yeah.
no one
Crazy.
there.
13. Look, he's got 94 yards after that. He's probably got 60 yards receiving, at least 8 catches.
Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen when you have a massive lead like this. You're probably not playing the run very much, because why would they be running when they're down 3 possessions here? But
Sadly, this could be what happens to the Carolina Panthers if they don't have a lead, because they don't know how to play the run.
Mm-hmm. What's funny is when they were playing the run when they could have, we still weren't stopping them. So we're just
So
not
if they
stopping the
get
run.
in here,
Still a 2 possession game.
Daniel Jones might get a touchdown.
Yeah.
He almost gets tackled by his own player.
Should have gone to the pylon, buddy.
Tony, whoever that kid, Kadarius Tony, was not able to help. He tried to block his own teammate out of the end zone.
Tackle his own player. So what here? If you go up, if you get 8, what does that put you at? 21. Then you're still
13.
Down,
yeah, it's still 2 possessions.
Help, right?
So, they didn't even give it to Barkley.
Oh wow!
They do not
take
want
that
fantasy
prize pick.
owners.
Take that prize picks. Prize picks is watching Madden.
Yeah.
So you got an onside here, right?
I mean,
I think it's still too early. Well, there's 5:44 left in the Madden simulation, but in a real life game, it's more like 8-9 minutes in the game. Down 2 possessions. Right, I probably wouldn't do it with like 8-9 minutes left in the game.
Still, man, 2 possession. You're only going to get the ball 2 times.
Oh yeah. You've got to stop him twice here. But I mean, with that much time left in a real game, I would have to kick it and hope the defense plays well.
See, that's something I got to think about. There is the Madden time.
Yeah.
And they cut it down to a 2-possession game here as the Giants fight and claw their way back into some semblance of a game here late in the 4th quarter. 5 minutes and 44 seconds left to go. They're going to kick this ball off to the Panthers or potentially try to go for an onside kick, giving their offense another opportunity potentially at getting this back to a winnable game.
Panthers Snow here with a great comment. This should be the outcome. It needs to be the outcome. The only thing that needs to be different about this is that Christian McCaffrey needs to be more involved. You know, is that like we need this score and just a little Christian McCaffrey.
And they do what you suggested, Tony. They do kick it off. They do not go for the onside kick as they are able to take it across the 25-yard line to the 26-yard line, giving Baker another opportunity to hand the ball off to Christian McCaffrey to chew up this clock.
Oh, Cody. Off topic. Who is the quarterback that you guys are all into now?
Who do you mean?
The college quarterback
Bryce
that you
Young.
guys are all gushing about the other day.
Oh, Will Levis from Kentucky.
Oh, okay. Levis.
Yeah,
The
there's
Penn
a
State
few of
guy
them.
looked pretty good today.
Nobody in sight.
Oh,
Yeah, nothing like coming out and throwing the ball on first down up 14 points. Ron Rivera looking at this team going, have you learned nothing?
He said, I would have already run the clock out, y'all.
Oh, I know. Ron Rivera would have run into the tunnel. Look, coming out passing in the shotgun again.
Intercepted.
Oh, my
Horrible
goodness.
throw.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
the Giants are back in this game
Well.
with 5 minutes and 32 seconds left. 18 yards to go. They're in the red zone now.
Ben McAdoo.
Cardiac Cats, baby.
Plant. He's a Giants plant.
That was a horrendous throw.
Yeah.
Why are you throwing the ball?
This is a McAdoo problem, not just a
know.
Mayfield issue.
Baker made the tackle at least. Like,
Herbert didn't.
well, he was hurting at the end of that game the other night.
Well, he wasn't hurting at that interception, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see it was kind of wild? The receiver was asking to come off the field. He was gassed. And then
Oh,
they
my
ran a
God.
play
And they were just
straight
still
to
tempo,
him.
dude. They were trying to get them off guard, and
Yeah.
unfortunately it
And
backfired.
I wonder who made the wrong read there.
It was a bad throw. I don't think that ball was supposed to go to Everett, and he was just trying to feed Everett the ball, which is fine with me because I just picked him up in my fantasy league and I started him. So I wish he would have caught that touchdown, but he was just trying to feed Everett the ball on that drive. Every pass was going to him.
The Carolina Panthers doing everything they can to give this game back to the Giants to make this a little bit scarier if you're a Panthers fan.
The play calling, man. Saquon. He's getting
And-
there. Oh.
Henderson's able to stop him short.
I mean, they've got to go for it. You get 4 downs here. All right, no
It's
question.
Oh,
100%
totally.
4 down.
Totally. And that was just a gift. If you're them, you know what I'm saying? Is like, this is the biggest gift you could have ever had.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't convert here, big heartbreak for the Giants. And Brian Burns stops them short.
Nah, 53, the cat killer.
No,
Oh, no, that's
Burns.
Burns, sorry.
He's a giant killer, it looks like.
57.
And they're playing Burns a lot on the... Ooh, actually, I need to see that. Was he on the left side of the line in this?
He was on the right side. I mean, left tackle. Yeah, left side.
Here we go. I thought that was third down just now.
No,
I
yeah.
was missed. All right, well.
You know they got to score on this drive. If you're going to give them that pick.
And there they go. They bring this back to a one-possession game. The Giants are hungry for this win.
I kind of hope it would be so fitting if Cano misses an extra point.
Ooh.
Let's see it.
Terrible dance moves by that Giant player.
That's Sterling Shepard.
Yeah, they didn't do a very good job with the dance moves in this game.
But it looks like he's having a spasm.
All right.
Man. Are we actually going to let them just come all the way back into this game?
Now watch Carolina pass the ball 3 times, go 3 and out.
Or fumble it and give it right back to him.
Christian McCaffrey, they need to rest him. He's gotten too much of
he's gotten too much work today.
He's been in like 17% of the plays, y'all. We can't
make sure
you've
got to try to go for a 20-yard bomb here.
And 8% of those, or in 50% of those 17% plays.
You got to try to go over the 20-yard bomb down the middle.
What they're going to say is that we felt like we couldn't just give up. We couldn't just roll over and let them win and try to run the clock down. We had to try to go for it.
Got to be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Shy Smith with the... So I've heard that it was going to be Chuba who's doing kickoffs and Shy doing punts, but...
CK, were you the most popular cheerleader in school?
Only because of the handies.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. You were a real gutter slut back in your...
Jeez.
Oh, don't jeez me.
He's like, do you listen to your own podcast, Tony?
All right. Let's see him line up in the shotgun here. Y'all ready? Line up in the shotgun.
All right. And they look like they're in a running formation here.
You've got to take this down to at least the 2-minute warning if you don't score.
And they're passing.
They're passing.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Overdoing by a mile.
Kenny had the guy open in the flat too.
This is too damn accurate, man.
Now they're gonna run. Christian McCaffrey's not on the field.
Oh man, this is
he's standing right there beside the coach, beside the defensive coach. Why's Christian McCaffrey standing beside?
Look at Christensen's hair, dude. Look at Christensen's hair. It's black, dready. Look at he's like
Marshall's right there.
Let's go to Terrace Marshall Jr. for the first time all season.
It's got to be a run play here. Are you kidding me right now? This is hysterical.
Now they'll go for a run.
Bro.
Because if you don't get it, you got to take as much time off the clock as possible.
Dude, Brady Christensen needs to sue Madden for defamation of character. That hair, bro.
And no running back in the backfield here.
Have y'all noticed we do a lot of bunch formations?
What in the world? Are you kidding me? What was that?
Wow, this is very similar to a Panthers game.
Oh my God. We are going to give this game away. What the fuck is happening?
Boy.
My emotions are like the stock market during Panthers games.
Dude,
so
if the game mirrors this tomorrow, we might need to never do this shit ever again, dude.
Oh my God.
Oh no!
Wow.
We gotta do it. Look, no.
Yeah,
This
right.
is-
Especially if it does do exactly like what the simulation does. Then you really need to watch these sims.
Good
Now,
list.
Do you regret not going
good
for it on
punt.
4th and inches on the
Good
50-yard line now?
No, I
I sure
regret
do.
not running
I
the
sure
ball
do.
the last 8 plays, Greg.
4th and inches, man. Any
The
quarterback in the
last
NFL should be
8
able to get 4th and
plays.
inches.
This
Yeah,
got
I know.
more
Last
realistic.
8 plays. We didn't
Yeah,
get-
Kosei said this got more realistic.
For anybody who left the podcast thinking we were the Panthers, were gonna wrap
we
this
got
one
we
up,
went
man.
down to like 115 people there for a minute. They're like,
Oh,
they got
now
this
we're
in the
back
bag.
up. Look, now
Look,
they're
look,
back
hey.
in the
Yeah.
stadium. They're
been
running
in the
back to
stadium
their
when this has
seats with their
happened.
beers.
Yeah, I've been in the stadium when
It's
this
a good
happened. You
thing
go
you're
down,
back.
you go down to the nice seats then, because everybody vacates the stadium, so you get.
Oh,
to
yeah,
go
Let's
down.
go
right.
Panthers.
Just upgrade.
Let's go Panthers.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah.
Get in.
JC
Daniel
Horton.
Jones is a
Oh, they're gonna give him a
moron.
penalty. You know they give him a penalty.
Taunting.
Yeah,
he
in
raised
real
he
life,
raised his
too.
hand up whenever he tackled him. They're going to
Yeah,
give him a flag
taunting.
for taunting.
Or they call it
Did he
targeting.
touch his face mask? Let's see. Did his arm touch his face mask?
No.
Text-
The
But
cleanest
here,
hit you
look,
could possibly ask for.
Textbook.
The refs are looking at it now, see if they can call anything.
That brings up a huge second
Oh,
and 25
nice.
here.
Thank you. JC Horn helped us.
That's
Good Lord,
a
that
breath
was
of
getting
fresh air.
ugly
This
for
is
sure.
4
I'm
down
telling you,
territory.
Without that, this would have been. If I'm the Giants, I'm still just running the ball. Fuck it.
And it's sack Brian
All day.
Burns.
Oh,
Is able to get him down at the
yeah.
1.
Is that safety?
Nah, he
he
was
was-
at
he
the
was
No,
on
one.
you have to be. All right. So since he was out, and then
Yeah.
Oh,
3rd and
that's so
33
stupid.
here.
Look at Matt Rule.
That should have been a
Arrgh.
safety.
Nah, he wasn't
Now,
inside.
how is this not a safety?
Because when he got tackled, when he got hit into the end zone. So like his forward progress
Feet
was out of
were
the end
in.
zone.
All right. So
It's like if you run forward and you get tackled back, your forward progress stopped at that point. So when he got
that's-
tackled, the initiation happened. He was out of the end zone.
3rd and 33 out in the end zone here. Watch him like convert.
And they're going to give it to Saquon, and he's not going to make it. But what do you think here? This is now
have to
2-minute
go
warning.
for
They
it.
have to go for it here. They have all
2-minute
3 of their
warning.
timeouts, though.
3 timeouts. Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know, man. This would be an old Ron Rivera punt it. Remember, and I don't know if you guys remember this, that we punted the ball with under 2 minutes or at the 2-minute warning against the Saints. This was 2013, the 12-4 season, and everybody thought it was a dumb thing, and our defense was so nasty that it worked. But they're going for it. 4th and 27, they're converting.
Oh, he's almost
Oh.
able to convert that.
Yeah.
Galladay almost comes down with that.
That's game over unless we throw the ball
I was
going
gonna say I'm not. Well, okay, actually, we got the ball on the 5-yard line now, so yeah. maybe.
Denied.
I mean, it has to be run. Look
So
at that.
close.
Oh, my
Fingertips.
goodness.
Yeah, he just missed that
Dante
catch.
Jackson? Was that Dante?
Yeah, but it wasn't the DB that caused him to miss that. He just dropped it.
Yeah, it was just off the fingertips there.
He was
They're going to have to
running
run
with
this
him,
all
though.
3 times here, hoping to be able to get it in the end zone.
They'll
And,
pass
I
it.
can't wait to see Saquon's stats. At the
If
end
we
of
beat
this
the
game.
Giants like this tomorrow, I'm talking so much shit, dude. I don't even care.
To who?
Every Giants fan is going to be in the post-game show.
Oh.
I'm interested to see what Baker's stats are after this game, because if we have a game like this, because I'm willing to bet he's around 300 yards now, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
And
you go.
Christian McCaffrey
Oh!
for a touchdown.
All right.
Strong man.
Wonder
Which
if that
is a
almost
pretty
hurts
solid
you.
stat line, and I'm going to see what people have to say about that tomorrow, because, well, of course, this is a simulation, if the game goes like this. Because I can compare his stat lines to a lot of other people's, and nobody says anything about that.
Yeah. No. Think about this: is Baker put up those numbers last week with 5 fumbles? 5 fumbles, and he put up those numbers. So, like, look, I think that's like about, unless Baker comes out and throws a bunch of picks, that's about the worst performance you're gonna get from him.
Yeah. 3 seconds, guys. We took 3 seconds off the clock there.
What's this? 14-point game, 2 possession still.
They've got all their timeouts still, so they could hypothetically
And
drive
it's
down the
Madden
field.
time. So it's Madden time. So it's not just regular 2 minutes.
Right.
Who would have actually thought 40 points, over 40 points?
I mean, I think the Panthers can put up 40 points if things go right. But we got to remember, this game was not the Panthers' offense. All the Panthers' offense put up the 40 points. 4 turnovers help a lot.
And
4 turnovers in a
touchdown.
short field help a lot. So, and there was one. One was run back, right? No, Horn didn't get in. Yeah, he did. Right before halftime, right? Didn't Horn score a touchdown?
It was
No, that was Woods.
Woods, that's right. We thought it was
Cat
Horn.
Killer.
That's right.
Yeah, Woods. Hey, the game's out of hand again. We dropped down to 116. Everybody, all the Giants fans left the building.
They're walking out of MetLife Stadium. Upset.
We're trying to beat the traffic.
Yeah. No.
I want to see how the Panthers linebackers perform this week, man. They got a lot of shit from fans. I hope they're not as bad as 2 years ago. And who is the linebacker that we let go? Who Jermaine Carter Jr. Isn't that who it is?
Jermaine Carter Jr. Well, we let him go. This past off season. He went to the Raiders or something, didn't he?
Maybe the Chiefs.
No, Perriman went to the Raiders. That was Denzel Perriman.
No, where did?
I think it might have been the Chiefs. Chiefs released them.
Oh, did they?
Wow, that's telling. He's not even good enough to make their squad, and he was legit our number 1 starting inside linebacker. God, that's embarrassing.
Is he on their practice squad now, or
they cut him? It says during training camp he struggled to catch on, didn't look comfortable at any time during the preseason on the defensive side of the ball. He didn't make the. Wow.
Maybe he didn't like the red uniforms.
How about that?
All right, here we go.
Whoa, close.
Ooh, good defense.
Yeah, Henderson showing up there.
That was
or is that Woods?
Good defense.
Yeah, that was Henderson.
We gotta start keeping up with some of the. That's a cool storyline to bring up on the show on Tuesday.
What's that?
Stuff like
Previous
that.
players.
Carter getting cut, not making it.
Big time conversion there. They got to do a hurry up here. Call the timeout. This is why I hate Madden logic.
Oh yeah, they don't call a timeout when you should.
They'll do no huddle here and.
No, they should definitely call a timeout.
Daniel Jones over 300 yards today.
Can you feel safe starting almost any quarterback playing against Panthers defense or running back there for fantasy?
I think right now you can with running back.
You can stream whatever running back's playing. Yeah, I mean.
Across his body.
Wow,
oh man,
that was
horrible throw. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, we thought about this last year there, Solcy. This is the first time we're doing a live reaction to it. Normally we were uploading the recordings. But yes, we are big fans of the Madden simulations ourselves.
That's it.
Wow,
and
here's another one.
No, go ahead, Tony.
Another one for you is Devin Funchess cut. Didn't make the
Lions
team.
Yeah.
Daryl Worley's with the Raiders now still, I think.
No. I don't know that he's on anybody's team right now either.
Okay. I know Bradbury's still playing.
Bradbury is probably the best one out of everybody.
Yeah, he's on the
Eagles. Really?
Pick 6 last week. Yep.
I'm glad that he is on the Philadelphia Eagles because we're not going to be facing him this week.
How do you spell Daryl for Daryl Worley?
Daryl, maybe?
Yeah, that was
one
Y.
R or 2 R's.
Oh, trying to attack Dante Jackson unsuccessfully. 4th and 10 here.
Here we go. Well, I mean, this game's over. I'm not doing anything with 25 seconds. But so if the game turns out late tomorrow, you fellas okay with it?
I'm okay with the win. I'm not okay with the fact that our game plan is pass the ball up 2 scores with 5 minutes left in the game.
But in real life, there's no way McAdoo does that, right? I mean, can he really do that? There's
I don't know.
way.
I mean,
like,
and they try to do it again, and they are unsuccessful. Turnover on downs. The Panthers will take over, most likely needling it out to win the game. 41-27 Carolina Panthers come to MetLife Stadium and take the Giants out, giving in their first loss on the season.
that looked like a replay of the play before that. It was identical to it.
It was the exact same play, yeah.
Yeah.
God, this is a sad story of Panthers drafting here.
Yeah, the picks are not working out on other teams. Does that bode, like, does that mean that we weren't able to develop them well enough, or does that mean that we just picked horribly?
Bad.
Probably a little bit of both, huh?
I'll say it could be a combination.
Dude,
yeah.
Funches couldn't catch on with Indy or in Green Bay.
Well, he was
cut, you know what I'm
injured
saying?
on Indy. He made the starting lineup on Indy. He only played one game. He got injured.
But he
Green Bay,
stinks.
he got injured.
He should have been a tight end anyway.
How about this? Is Daryl
called a timeout?
Worley did just get activated to the active roster for the Ravens?
Oh, Ravens. Okay.
Did the Giants really just call a timeout?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Welcome to Madden.
Yeah.
They're hoping that we fumble the snap and they're able to get at least some semblance of.
Think about though, if we go back to that 2016 draft, is we picked first round pick was I think we went, didn't we go the defensive tackle that year?
When?
Which year?
2016.
Yeah, that was Vernon Butler.
Mhm.
So think about this. I think the Panthers draft in 2016, if it's off the top of my head, I think it went Vernon Butler, James Bradbury, Zach Sanchez, Daryl Worley.
Yeah.
And
It might
James
have been Daryl Worley, then Zach Sanchez.
Yeah, Zach was the longer shot.
Think of this. There's only one of those players is still playing in the NFL.
For James Bradbury.
Man.
Where's Vernon Butler's not on a practice squad somewhere?
I think he got cut by the Raiders.
He went to the Raiders too?
It went Butler. Think about this.
Yeah, he got cut.
Dude, this might be one of the worst drafts in the history of the Panthers ever. Vernon Butler, James Bradbury, Daryl Worley, and Bo Sandlin.
Wow, that's a bunch of terrible on top of terrible, is it not?
Yeah.
Damn. What is going on with...
Well, that was David Gettleman's last draft. So we'll leave it. We'll put it in his. I mean, if you look at what he's done at the Giants, they're reeling from horrendous contract decisions, deciding like some of the like the Galladay signing, potentially one of the worst signings that you could ask for. For the price, like that dude's getting paid by more than some of the highest paid wide receivers in the league this year.
Charles Lemon says he's in Buffalo.
I knew he had gone to Buffalo, but I didn't know if he was still actually on the field, like on the team for Buffalo. Vernon Butler.
I knew he was. He got cut the other day.
All right, so August 31st, he was meeting with. All right, so let me see if I can find that. I'm gonna do Vernon Butler.
Can you look at some of the stats, CK?
I sure can. What would you like to know?
Let's see what time Christian ran the ball.
Yeah, I want to say Christian and Saquon Barkley.
So we had 102 yards of on the ground. I don't know how.
Saquon only rushed for 16 attempts. He's got 103 yards.
6.4 yards per carry.
But Christian McCaffrey got the ball when it mattered most. He had 15 carries for 82 yards for 5.5 yards per carry. And he was able to get 2 touchdowns on that as well.
When did he get those?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering.
It was goal line. It was goal line.
yards?
Yeah, it was goal line. Are you talking about the yards? I mean, he was.
Even the
Remember,
yards,
he got
the
that one drive. He got like 40 yards. Like he was
In
running
the
down the
third
middle.
quarter, he broke out and did some plays.
Okay, man,
Yeah.
I didn't even think he got that 15 carries. I want to go back and see what were the receptions for Saquon. I felt like he got like 8.
Saquon had 7 for 54 yards.
7.
Ian Thomas, the leading receiver in this game, with 98 yards on 8 receptions for 12.2 yards per carry, per catch. Galladay was close behind him with 7 for 88 yards for 12.5 yards per attempt or per catch. DJ Moore with 12.2 yards per catch, but only 5 receptions.
So that means for them that Saquon Barkley altogether had over 50% of their total offense, and Saquon Barkley and Galladay had almost 85% of their offense. Like, that's insane. Two players.
Baker and Jones stats. So going back to passing here, Jones had a rating of 78.9, completing 29 of his 51 attempts for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Baker Mayfield there towards the end when he shouldn't have been throwing, lowered his rating down to 84.4 thanks to an interception. He had 20 for 32 for 252 yards, a 62% completion rating, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. If that interception wasn't there, that would be an over 100 on that passer rating.
I tell you this is, first of all, did Daniel Jones really pass the ball 51 times?
Yes.
How did Saquon get the ball so much in this game and Daniel Jones still pass 51 times? One thing. And two, if Daniel Jones passes 51 times tomorrow, we win.
Yeah. Well, I mean, realistically, that's not too unthinkable. 51 passes.
That's a lot of passes.
Well,
bro.
51, right? But 51 passes and 16 rushes by Saquon. I don't think that there maybe were 3 or 4 of the rushes by other teammates.
Right,
that's
right.
about 67 plays. That's about normal for a 4-quarter game. It's about 65 to 70.
It's
plays.
just a horrible. It's a horrible division of the rushing and passing
What is this
yardage.
music in the background?
This is the music of the game. Yeah.
I hope it's not copyrighted.
I've got everything turned off for that, but what we'll do is we'll do this just to be safe.
There you go. We're talking over it anyway.
Well, good stuff, man. If this ends up happening anyway close to what the simulation showed us today, one, it wouldn't surprise me, cardiac cats. But number 2, man, it really seems in line with even the strengths and weaknesses of the team. Saquon Barkley still had almost 100. A lot of weird play calling decisions. I tell you what, Ben McAdoo has been firm, and so is Matt Rule, that they want to be able to pass the football effectively. Right. And man, if this simulation didn't echo that sentiment, I don't know what did. They were trying to pass the football come hell or high water. So it'll be interesting to see. Tony, we were kind of assuming that, we're going to have to do a course correction because we didn't feed Christian enough in the last game against Cleveland. Or are we going to go back to him and try and make up for that by feeding Christian? I really don't know if I can answer that for certain with Ben McAdoo at OC.
That's the thing. If anything that I find the most unbelievable part about this is just that even if you pass the ball so much that their Christian's not even a part of it.
First half, again, barely any touches there at the very beginning. So, I think I agree. I think that that's going to be the biggest question mark tomorrow is how they're actually going to implement Christian McCaffrey, because you could see in that second half, at the end of the first half, he was a game changer. He was the reason that things started to open up, allowing for the pass rush to maybe not be so aggressive because they know that Christian was going to be getting the ball there, and he was able to actually get some stuff done. I'm hoping that we'll see more of that tomorrow.
One thing before we go is, what's the final score of this game? And let's just look at this. Is tomorrow the odds, the Panthers are 2-point dogs. So according to the simulation they cover, what was the final score one more time?
It was 41-27.
41-27. And if that's the case, they smash the over-under, which is 43.5 right now.
Wow.
I actually wonder if that's what my play would be. It's just take the over.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, you're talking about that's a 20, that's a 23-20 game.
Yeah.
If we were up at the beginning of the Browns game, if we had taken a lead, do you think that Ben McAdoo just keeps his foot on the pedal and he continues to try to score? Or do you think? I
don't know if our defense holds a team under 20.
I mean, you got to keep in mind that defense like last week was gassed. I will give them that. Was it a bad showing? Yes. They were also on the field a tremendous amount. Like when you have that big of a time of possession difference between the two teams, it is a huge amount of overwhelming, I guess, exhaustion for the defense. So I'll give them that. I think this week you remove Saquon from the equation and the big play ability for him. You put the ball in Daniel Jones's hands. I think you're going to see the secondary start to eat, and that pressure maybe get home a little bit more.
You think they hold the Giants under 20 points?
I think that it's. I think I told you my score prediction is 20 points for the Giants.
I'm taking the over. Look at this. Don't let Greg see this. Don't let Greg see this comment here. Someone made $1 million betting $7 on App State over Texas A&M. He's like, "What cryptocurrency is that? I gotta buy."
Hey, that's a good bet right there. That's a good play.
It's funny. He can cash out right now. He didn't win it yet. If he wins, it's a parlay. It was a parlay with a lot of like surefire wins, and then the App State, and he bet $7.50. And if he wins, he makes a tremendous amount of money. But he can cash out right now for $135,000 on a $7 bet. So, but he's got a couple of games coming up.
You gotta. You know what? I pull my money out there.
Yeah, I've never seen that kind of money or been like, this money's mine right now. I'm pretty sure that if I did, I would
pay
get
so much
trigger finger, happy trigger finger.
All right, we're going down the rabbit hole.
Anyway, yes. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna see everybody tomorrow at 4:30. Be a friend, tell a friend, go to Twitter. We've got an ad up. We've got a nice little stinger. I want you to go check it out. Retweet that for us, if you will. I know there's 95 people in here. You are the top of the pyramid of C3 fans, I'm sure. So go check out Tony's Twitter, C3 Panthers Podcast, Carolina Cat Chronicles.
It's a YouTube video as well. So here, we put out a commercial. Basically, it's a commercial for our podcast. Greg made us this cool thing. Fan First Productions. If I do make one suggestion, Greg, I'm going to make it live here, is we put the Fan First at the end rather than the beginning. But other than that, this thing is fantastic, man. And, well, actually, it's still fantastic either way. But go to YouTube. We got a post up right now. We're putting that video up. We got a tweet we put up. It's on the Facebook page. And really what we just want to do is continue to build this community that we've been building. We've caught this momentum point right now where I think that we can continue to grow C3 in the right way. I think we've done this the right way from the beginning. So, like, this is all authentic views. These are all authentic subscribers. They're all authentic thumbs up. None of it's been easily gotten, but they've been earned the right way. And so if you guys can continue to support us by just being a friend, telling a friend, sharing a friend, Facebook, Carolina Cat Chronicles is the page. On YouTube, C3 Panthers Podcast. Look it up. On Twitter, at cat_chronicles. And go fuck up Cody Lashney's mentions, bro, some more. This guy put this thing out, and he can't even keep up. He's good. You know, he knows how. Cody knows how to. That's why, you know what? I wanted you to write the tweet, Cody, for the thing.
Yeah.
You're writing the next one.
You should have asked me to. Yeah,
I asked you to review it, and then you didn't say nothing.
Yeah, it was good. I liked what you did.
Okay. Be controversial. I've been like,
yeah, man. Like, you know, people have been coming at me for releasing a lot of this information.
Fuck that.
A lot of
unexpected. I've had your back all day.
Oh, you have, man. You have had my back. Dude, you've had my back. CK has had my back. Greg has had my back. I love my boys. I know you got my back. And
Cat Crave has got your back, dude.
Yeah,
man.
Shout out to him too, man. Shout out to
Dean Jones. Yeah, Dean Jones is the man. Cat Crave is awesome. And yeah, man, by the way, whenever we release information like that, which we never do. Like
never. This is not our style. It's not our style.
This is literally number 2.
We don't like that.
We've only ever done it one other time, which I was 100% correct, that the Panthers were going to be on All or Nothing, and they absolutely were. And then now we have this information we feel is coming from a coach on the Panthers staff.
I mean, we could have sat on it, I guess, but that's not what this whole fucking podcast is about.
Here's the thing that everybody needs to know, right? Here's the thing that everybody needs to know. Me and Tony were in this conversation too. It's not fabricated. Cody wasn't told this or wasn't just making this up and we didn't know about it and he put a tweet out. We were there when he was informed of all of this. Now, to that part, we will say this much. I know 75 of these people may not know exactly what we're talking about here, but to that point, this could be a game of telephone, right? This is, we have somebody who's talked to somebody who's talked to somebody who's then talked to other people who've said this or that, right? There's a lot of that.
I don't think it's that many. It's only 2 people down the line. It's not that many calls down the line.
It's
we know
2
somebody
people
who talked to somebody who, like, you know what I'm saying? We know somebody who knows the guys.
Right. So, but there is a game of telephone afoot that could be a part of this, right? So we can't personally verify everything that was said. We can't personally go and tell you that those conversations actually took place. But when you look at the context of those conversations, they line up very well with what our defense is, and they are very believable points.
Let me make 2 points on this before we go. Number 1 point is, when we heard it, when we were listening, first of all, I dropped into the conversation by accident, which is the most funny thing ever. That was kind of the funniest thing ever, is that I was like testing my microphone out and I just dropped in the room and I was like, oh, this is the conversation I stumbled into? Awesome. Number 1 is this conversation is one I didn't want to hear.
Agree.
This is something about, like, this is, even as we were hearing the information, you want to talk about the cynical people that don't want to believe it. It's me. Like, if there's any point of stability on this team, you thought it was the defense and Phil Snow. I have constantly said he's the best coach on this team. I've constantly said he's the only one. He's the only one. That's the number 1 point is we don't want this to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Number 1 point. The number 2 point is that if any of it's true, if 50% of it's true, shit is way worse than I thought it was.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
Also, I had more information that I could have released, but there was a lot of stuff that was kind of secondary to the bigger stories being told. And you know, look, we're never going to lead you astray. You know, some people were accusing me and saying that, oh, I'm a Matt Rule hater, so therefore I felt comfortable putting this out. We felt comfortable putting this out because it was like, oh, no, we felt like we had fallen upon some real insider info. Mm-hmm. So we put it out. And by the way, if you believe it or don't, it's 100% up to you, man. We're not trying to paint your mind one way or the other. We're just doing our due diligence. And if we were in your shoes, we would want to know if we had heard something, you know, if someone had heard something like that from another source, we would want to know. We figured you would want to know. The
third point is that when you really start to hear it and listen and think about it,
100% believable.
It makes you know what I'm saying? That's the point, is that if it was like, that's the scary part. It's like, wait a second.
It all fits.
It's like, oh my God, I hope this is not the case. So, you know what? We do this every week. We're not journalists. I've always said that we're not journalists. We're just fans reacting to the shit, man.
But there's one thing you need to know. Winning cures everything.
True that.
If Ron Rivera had another losing season his third year, he would have lost this locker room too. And I guarantee you there were probably things like this boiling up for that team as well. And then we got to a point where things started to click, things started to move, and we were actually winning some games. So winning can solve a lot of these problems. So there is still hope, and let's see how we can bounce back from, you know, 2 really tough years. Right now, Madden has us winning pretty convincingly tomorrow. Let's see how the game actually falls. Last week, they had us losing pretty convincingly to the Browns. We made it a little more of a game there at the end. But if let's hope Madden continues to, you know, to bat 1,000 on these Madden simulations, and we win this game tomorrow. Other than that, we will be back tomorrow at 4:30. Be sure to tune in. Our post-game shows are always live, always lit, and it's one of the most viewer engaging shows that we have by the amount of reactions from the game. But please keep your calls to one, because we're gonna have a long time to get through a lot of different calls. But that's gonna be it, man. We're gonna wrap it up here. I appreciate everybody. We had way more people watching than we have in years past, or last year for the Madden simulation. So I appreciate all of that support. And Cody, I'll let you take this bad boy out.
Yeah, Panther Nation. Until next time, keep pounding.